Okay, now so we will implement the action value function, which is if you can see here, we are denoting these values on these actions as q pi s1 a1 or s2 a2, s1 a2. So we will try to evaluate these values in Google Colab and see how these values can help us in deciding the agent to select the policy in the state. So let us try to evaluate the action value function first and see what values we will get for different cases. So let us say if I select gamma as 0.8 and our policy remains 50-50. So in that case, let me write here our gamma as 0.8, and our policy is 50-50. So, and the important thing that we want to note here is this, that is action value will be using value state also as one of the inputs. So it's important to calculate this value of the state properly for a specific value of beta. So basically we have to use this particular piece of code which is actually evaluating your value state for a specific value of beta. So let me copy this here. So if I copy this here, this side, and gamma already has taken, we have taken as 0.8, beta we will take as 50-50 policy here. So let's execute this. So this is for beta is equal to 0.5, and then if I run this, then we will get these are the action value functions. So note that why we have done this, because our beta is 50-50, right? So if beta is 50-50 policy, then our value of the state will change as per the beta value. So once we have this, we can calculate the action value function using this piece of code. Here what we are doing is we are actually implementing the equation where our action value is calculated based on the value function. So specifically I am using this equation which is given over here. So we are actually using this relationship where you have action value function based on the value of the states which you have calculated for the different states. So once we use this equation, we can get this matrix. What it is actually, it is basically in the rows you have different states, in the columns you have different actions. So the first row is actually the action A1 you are taking and action A2 you are taking in state S1. The second row is actually the state S2, and the action you are taking in state S2 is denoted by these two columns where the value of the action A1 is 1.8 and the value of action A2 is 2. Similarly, in this row, this is the state S3, and the value of action A1 in state S3 is 2.8 and the value of action A2 in state S3 is 3. So likewise, you can read out this table of action value function, and if I use a specific value of gamma as 0.8 and beta as 0.5, I get these action value functions for the state. Let me write these values here. So once I do that, if you can see here, the action A1 which you are taking in state S1 is 1.24. So this is the same one which we have here. Similarly, the action A2 if I take in state S1 is 1, and this is already this is noted down from here. Similarly, you can do it for all the other states, and what you will observe is I have written it for different values of different actions for different states, and I have written it with this color, green color. So you can see all these values are written. So now based on these values, it's very easy to define the policy, like which action you have to take to get the maximum return, because somewhere it is notifying you that if you take action A1 in this state S1, and then after this if you follow the policy, the maximum return that you will get in this particular maximum return that you will get by taking this action A1 will be 1.24. So obviously you will be selecting the maximum among these two values of 1.24 and 1, because 1.24 will give you the maximum return, so you will take action A1 in state S1. So that is a greedy type of approach which you are taking, or the agent is taking, because you know that if you take action A1, the maximum return that you will get is 1.24. So because of that, what our policy will be, it will look like this. Here you can see, in this particular state I will be selecting this action A1. So to be specific, I will be selecting action A1 here. So that means the policy will be defined like this. So here what I will do is, if the state is S1, I will take action A1 here. So this is the policy that we are defining here for the state S1. Similarly, if you look at state S2, the maximum value among 2 and 1.88 is action is 2. So what you will do is, you will actually select in state S2 the action A2. Similarly, in state S3, if you see, the maximum value that you will get among the two actions is A2. So here also you will be selecting action A2. So the calculation of the action value function is important, because somewhere it is helping you out in calculating the policy, like how the policies can be created based on the action values. So action values are helping us in doing that. So now so this is basically a policy where you have a gamma is 0.8, and let us take a short-sighted policy where our gamma is 0.2. So if I do that, then in this piece of code, if I put our gamma is 0.2, if I run this again, and if I run this here, so what you get is these values. And if I note down these values onto this particular page, so what I will get is these these values over here. So here you can see our policy in this particular state will be maximum of A1 and A2. So here I can see still it will be here it will select the action A2, because here you have maximum is 1 over here, whereas it is 0.18 here. But whereas in case of a policy where gamma was 0.8, we were selecting action A1. So this is the difference. In the second case, you will still select the action A2 here, because we are still getting maximum value here for A2, and for A1 we are getting 0.34. And in case of S3 also, we will be still selecting action A2, because it is still giving you more than action A1. Now if I take a far-sighted policy where gamma is 0.99, so let us execute for this. So if I take gamma as 0.99 here, so let us calculate the value of the states for this particular value of 50-50 policy where beta is 0.5. So here if I rerun these action value states, and then if I write these values onto this particular MDP, then we get different interpretation now. So now again, so it will be advisable to take action A1 here in state S1, and it will be advisable to take action A1 here in S2. And note that in our earlier case, we were taking action A2 here in case of short-sighted policy, as well as in the case of gamma is 0.8 also we were taking action A2 only. So in the case of far-sighted policy, you can see how the action in state S2 is changed to A1. So earlier they both were A2. In both of the earlier cases it was A2. So here you can see now in state S2 we are now taking action A1 to move to this state, whereas when you are in state S3, now you can see the action value for action A1 is 3.66, whereas in case of A2 it is 3. So now what happens is in state S3, what it will do is it will take action A1 now, which will make this agent to move into this state continuously. It will remain in this state. So that means in the far-sighted policy where gamma is 0.9, our policy looks like this, that the agent will prefer to go this way and will remain in this state S3 for long time. whereas in case of short-sighted policy, our agent will, if it is in state S1, it will immediately move to state S4. Similarly, if it is in S2, it will immediately move to S4, whereas if it is in state S3, it will immediately move to S4 because of the actions that we are selecting here. And similarly, for gamma is equal to 0.8, if you are in state S1, it will prefer to go to S2, but if it is in S2, it will go to S4, whereas in S3, it will go to S4. So these are the different type of interpretations that you can see for action value function for different values of gamma. And we will see later on that how this action value functions are helping us in defining the policies mathematically. Graphically, you can understand that we are trying to select the max of all the actions which are available for this state S1. We are trying to find out the max of all the possible actions. And why we are selecting the max? Because, and maximum signifies the return actually. So whatever value which is coming out from the max function which you apply on various actions, it is actually returning you the maximum return which you will get for a specific action that you will take for that maximum return. So that's all for this action value functions. We will discuss a little more onto how you can get this policy from the value of the states also, because if you see here in the when we discussed value states, we never discussed the policies, like we never said like what kind of action you will take here, like whether you will take this action or this action, or or in this state which action you will take. So value of the state is not giving you information about the action, but what we can do is we can use these value of the states to define to get the policy by moving one step ahead in calculating the action value functions from the state value functions. So let us see how we can get the action value functions from the value states, and from there we can how we can define the policies. So let us see that now. So we have just seen that how action values, once you get that values out, how you can actually get the policies. So like for example here for gamma is equal to 0.8, we saw like based on the action values which we are given here, that is 1.24 and 1, we select the maximum out of these two action values to define the policy in a particular state. So in this particular state we will select action A1, which is in this direction, and this is basically solely decided because of the action value that you are getting over here is maximum among all the actions that is taken in this particular state S1, that is A1 and A2. So here A2 has 1 as the action value, and here you have 1.24 as the state action value. So we will select 1.24 as the value for deciding the policy in this particular state S1. So now the question is that if you are given only the value function, then how will you define the policy of a MDP? In state action values, it's very easy to do it, as I have shown you here. But if the value functions are given, then how will you do it? So here, if you recall, this is the value of the states that we got for gamma is equal to 0.8. So this is for gamma is equal to 0.8. So we want to understand now that which action we should take in this particular state S1 if you only have the value functions. So please recall that value functions are actually defining the total amount of expected return that you will get for a particular state, but it doesn't give you information about which action it has to take in a particular state. So the important thing is now we have to actually go one step ahead, and we have to calculate the action value functions by ourselves in order to calculate the policy for this MDP if the value function is given. So if you recall our earlier lecture on the action value function, you know that the action value function for a particular state and for a particular action that is being taken in that state is related to the value of the states, that is the futuristic states, by this expression. So if I want to calculate the value function q pi of state S1, and taking action A1 will be nothing but it will be the transitions that are involved, all the transitions that are involved connecting the state S1 and taking action A1 times the immediate reward that you will get in this plus gamma times V by S bar. So here S bar are all futuristic states. So if you see here, if I want to calculate the Q pi S A1 for this action, it will be Q pi S1 A1. So for this action, if I want to calculate the value, it will be actually nothing but the transition function, which is 1 minus alpha times the immediate reward that you are getting. What is the immediate reward? Immediate reward is 0 here. So let me put 0 here, plus gamma times, the gamma is 0.8 times the V pi S prime. So the futuristic state which is connected to this action A1, which is nothing but V pi S2. So its value is given as 1.9. Now this is for this branch. Now we have to take this branch also into consideration, because if you see the expression, it is all the branches which are connected, that is all the futuristic branches S prime which are connected to state S through this environmental dynamics transition probability. So here this S4 is also connected to S1 through action A1. So we will actually incorporate this alpha also times the immediate reward, which is 0, plus 0.8 is the gamma factor, and the value of the state for S4 is nothing but it is 0. So if you evaluate this for alpha is equal to 0.2, if you evaluate this for alpha is equal to 0.2, because remember we are keeping alpha as 0.2 in our all experiments. So if you put alpha is equal to 0.2 in this, you will get the answer as 1.216. So this is basically the action value function of state S1 comma A1. And if you see this value is 1.216 for gamma is equal to 0.8. It's same as the action value function, which is this one, slightly different from the hand calculations, but its value is 1.24 here when we did it for gamma is equal to 0.8. So now you can write this value as 1.216. Similarly, you will calculate for this, and its value will come out to be nearly 1. It will be 1 only. And similarly, you have to calculate for A1 the corresponding Q pi S2 A2, and for this also you have to calculate Q pi S1 S2 A2. This is A1 here, sorry. So this shows that if you have only value function available with you, then you have to go one step ahead in calculating the action value functions, so that you can actually then use the maximum of these action value functions to define the policy. So here you see you are getting 1.216 as the answer here, and this is 1. So obviously you will select maximum of this or this, which is this one. So the action that you will take in state S1 will be this side, which is the same as the action you had taken earlier when you calculated the action value function straight away. But if you have only value functions available with you, then you have to actually go one step ahead to calculate the action value functions, and based on these you will actually select the action which is maximum of the various action value functions connected to the particular state. So this is what I wanted to add in to what we have already covered in related to action value functions.